Hope everyone is doing great today. So today I'm going to be talking about the big crypto problem and the big crypto solution that no one is talking about. So I'll just skip right to it. I think everybody kind of knows what's going on in the crypto world. So, well, some of us do, but anyways, as you can see here, the solution is it's called self-custodial. And I have shares in a company. If you guys want to check them out here, I'll just show them off quickly. I'll make a video on these guys later, but I really think that they could be like literally the next kind of Amazon kind of stock. So I really do. But anyways, we'll look into the stuff here. So the solution really is it's called self-custodial. So basically you own your crypto no matter what. Even if this company goes bankrupt, you still own your crypto no matter what. They cannot freeze your transactions. They can't, make you not be able to withdraw them, nothing. You're always in control 24/7, 365. Like no matter what happens, you own this crypto. You have the keys to it. So this is like the big solution is right here. It's right in front of everybody's faces. Well, but nobody ever talks about it. I don't think anybody really knows about it, to be honest. It's interesting, but yeah. So we'll just look at some news here. So you can see Voyager, of note, Voyager, there was actually quite a few, well, people that well, I don't know, but I've seen on TV that actually had investments in this. One was Market Rebellion. I can't remember if it was John or Pete Nigerian, but they had investments in this and they lost a lot of money. And then there was also actually Fundstrat was I don't know if they were an investor or they had or what, but they were somewhat involved in Voyager as well. Fundstrat, Tom Lee, if you're not, for people who would know him, I know he's, for the regular day people, it's probably a chance, it's nothing, but anyways, we'll look at Celsius here as well. As you can see, same kind of deal. Celsius actually it was even worse. They had like this 20 something 21% yield, and this was all backed onto like the yields. I don't know how this exactly worked, but it was all backed up by crypto. And then with the crypto prices crashing, that's why all this stuff is happening, is because the crypto prices have just crashed completely, and it's sent all these companies just completely spiraling and bankrupt. And this company, though, of note, they're not affected by the crypto price at all. They're strictly on the transaction side. They basically want to make Bitcoin like money, like make like basically like their own banking service for Bitcoin, and they've already accomplished a lot of that. If you guys want to look into them. But anyways, getting back here on track, and then as well as you can see Binance, and well, I believe that who's the other exchange? Coinbase. Don't quote me. I think Coinbase have also freeze their crypto withdrawals at one point. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I know Binance has for sure. And again, if you look here, if it's self-custodial, it cannot happen no matter what. You are always in control. It's the solution. So here's just a little summary for you guys. As you can see here, kind of explaining it nicely a little bit. Then we'll talk a little bit about Bitcoin price. So we had the high all the way back in, I think it was November. Yep, November, we hit the all-time high. And then ever since then, we've just been in a free fall and a half, especially year to date. Look at since March, the start of April, we've just fallen off a cliff and a half. It's very interesting. I guess we did break what was this? Yeah, so I was gonna say 50K. That was obviously a very psychological number. 50K, and then ever since then it's been a bit of a free fall. But yeah, overall, I don't know I can tell you at all what's gonna happen with Bitcoin, except it's a great long-term investment. It really, really is. There's only a certain amount of Bitcoin in the world. Like it's a great long-term investment. It really is. It's really great to dollar cost average into, especially now. I mean, if you want to, I think it could go to like 10K, sub 10K again. It could, I don't think it's really going to make it's not going to make a new high anytime soon. I really don't think it might, get back up to 50K or something, but to make it like a new high, it's going to have to take what's as like effectively a bull market in the stock market. Once we have, another a bull market in the stock market, this will likely make a new high, is what I'm going to say. And overall on crypto as a whole, I would really only recommend Bitcoin and Ethereum. That is it. And really only if I had to pick one, I would 100,000,000% go with Bitcoin, 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 because they have only the certain, like they have a limited amount of Bitcoin in the world. And it's just it's the most advanced, and it's obviously just the king of crypto is Bitcoin. You really can't go wrong at all. I would definitely really only buy Bitcoin, and then Ethereum would be the only one I would really be interested in too. If you want, you can look at, Solana or Cardano or Litecoin or whatever you want to look at. But honestly, the further you stray from, like, call it, I don't know, mainstream crypto, like just the further you stray from Bitcoin, really, the further you kind of get away, like the less known it is, I guess, the more and more risk you're taking. And I don't think, well, you could argue the upside is maybe there, but I don't think it's worth it at all. I would really, really only stick with Bitcoin and then Ethereum, but Bitcoin especially. And then Ethereum really it's basically the same thing as Bitcoin. Like I said, once we have a bull market in the stock market, this should probably make new highs. It follows Bitcoin, obviously, somewhat recently, anyways, you guys can see. But so some more little bit of news here is Gary Gensler. While it was about, I think this was like 2 weeks ago here, you can kind of see the date, but he was on CNBC and he had an interview and he specifically said Bitcoin is a commodity. So like he didn't ever, he said, just kind of saying like he's kind of saying all these other cryptos are not really not worth anything, but they're not, there's thousands, like tens of thousands of these cryptocurrencies. A lot of them are just going to be worthless, but he specifically singled out that only Bitcoin is a commodity, which is what's very interesting to me. And this is like the head of the SEC. So it's definitely of note. When he said that, it sure caught my attention. It's, furthermore reason why I just think Bitcoin is really the only crypto I would be interested in. So we'll just have a little brief look at Bitcoin well here. I love this company. It's probably, I think it's going to be the next Amazon, somewhat, the crypto of Amazon, call it. But they have, for starters, just one out of about a million reasons. They have that non-custodial advantage. That in itself is a huge competitive advantage. They have all sorts of stuff. Like you can pay your bills in Bitcoin. You can do Interact e-transfers. You can do Visa debit now in Bitcoin with these guys. They have ATMs everywhere. They have over-the-counter transactions for Bitcoin available. And most importantly, they have, if you look into it, they have the ability to expand literally infinitely without using any capital whatsoever. If we quickly take a look here, I'll show you guys what I mean. So this partner program, basically what they do is they partner with these businesses. They did this jewelry business. So basically, if a client wants to buy some jewelry and he wants to pay for it in crypto, they make that possible. So that's basically what they do. Is they're like a transactional, kind of company, and they do that and a lot more. Like they have so many arms. It's very interesting. And also another thing that I love here is this, it's called the Bitcoin, the Bitcoin savings plan. But basically what they do is that they partner up with an employer, and that employer can pay, if the employees want, they can opt in and they can receive like 5 to 10, whatever you want, 1% of your salary in Bitcoin. And how I was saying that Bitcoin is like the long-term, like a great long-term investment. That's exactly what this is for. It really is, and again, what employer would not want to have that? It's a great, what employer wouldn't want to offer their employees that? Like seriously, give me one reason why, except that the employer doesn't believe in Bitcoin. And especially in this labor market, it's a huge competitive advantage for employers. So there's just that, and then like a whole lot more. It also has like 60 some percent inside ownership. Like the CEO owns 60 some percent of the company, basically, I believe. It's kind of crazy, but it's very interesting though. I'll make a little video on it later, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Again, self-custodial. Please, if you have any crypto on any other exchanges that are not self-custodial, get it off, put it into a self-custodial. I don't pay the fees. It's worth it. Please do it. You need to be on a self-custodial. No one is safe unless you're on a self-custodial. That's the way it is. And this should be more talked about. I don't know why it isn't. It's really unfortunate. Like the solution is out there. It's unfortunate, but anyways, hope you guys are doing great.